I'm Nate, and welcome to Nate's Road Life. If you're watching this video, there's a good chance that you have an RV with cable slides like this, and you have probably broken one of these cables. We've done this 3 times now. I don't know why, but we keep having cables break. It's on different slides. It's never been on the same slide, but anyway, look at the draw. So when you buy these kits, they come with a little Chinese finger trap looking deal that you're supposed to slide over the end of the existing cable and the new cable, and you use that to pull your cable through. Well, I'm here to tell you that that doesn't work. I've tried it every single time. It never works. It always comes off. I've taped them, and then when you tape them, you can't pull them through because it's too big to fit through the pulleys. So I have learned, I mean, you can try it that way if you want to, but I have learned the quickest way is to just take down the trim. Take the trim off so that way you can get to it easier, and do it that way. It kind of sucks, but it is what it is. So let's do it. I already got the trim taken down. You don't really need to see that. Your trim's probably not the same as mine anyway, so I'm just going to show you the cable part. Alright, so the cable in question is this one right here. It is one of the end cables. It is in use whenever the slide is coming in, alright? But that's when it's under tension. You can see it's kind of, maybe you can see that. It's got some wraps that are kind of tore up. Anyway, it runs down, goes across this pulley, and then it goes down, and that's when it gets a little trickier to see. But if I can hopefully show you, here's the cable right here. It goes down and through a pulley right here, and then outside, all right, to the top of the slide on the outside. What I'm going to do is run outside with a pair of cutters, and I'm going to cut the wire on the outside so that way I can pull it back in, because on the inside it's got this metal deal here. You can't pull it, you can't pull that through the pulley, and so I just always cut it from the outside and then feed the new cable in from the outside. It's kind of a pain because you got to feed the cable in through that pulley right there. It's got a, it actually comes in down here. You see this one on this side right here, it comes in and then goes up right there. So anyway, let's get to it, see what we can get figured out. Alright, so now we went outside and we cut this cable. See, we can pull it on through. Alright, so now is the tricky part. After we've cut and pulled that through, we've got to feed the new one through this hole right here. And it's kind of a pain because it's got to go through that hole and it's got to go through that pulley. But there's a little metal bar on the bottom side of that pulley, so if it goes below that, then you can't get it back up on top of the pulley. It's kind of a trial and error thing. It's kind of a pain, but hopefully it goes all right. Alright, well, y'all aren't going to believe this. It's probably kind of hard to see, but here's the wire. I got it on the first try somehow. So I took a screwdriver and wedged it in there to kind of pry the wire over so that way I can push it through from the outside. It was coming through and hitting the back of this plastic, so I couldn't get it to come in very far. So now I pried it over, so hopefully I can push it in a little bit better. And once I do that, then I can grab a hold of it, pull it in, and then I've got to feed it behind this metal bar. See that little metal bar right there? It has to come around this pulley and behind that bar, and then it runs up and out. So let's go see if we can feed it through. Alright, we got the wire pushed through. Now I want to take a second here to kind of show you guys this Chinese finger trap deal. So here it is, there's the wire, right? So it slides over it. It's hard to do. I don't really have enough room to set up the tripod, so I'm trying to do it with my hands. But anyway, so you slide that on there, right? And now when you pull on this in theory should choke down around this cable and it won't slide off. But I can't hardly. Look how easy that just pulls right off. Just pulls right off. And then if you put any tape around it, then it's too big to go through the pulley systems. I don't know. That's pretty much worthless. So we just resort to doing it like this. It doesn't take very long to take this trim down and put it back up. If you've got a nail gun and a screw, you know, a drill, it's a 10-minute process to take this trim off and about the same to put it back up. So anyway, I'm going to feed this wire through. Now that I've got it, I can pull this screwdriver out. You can see that it is coming in through this pulley right here, okay? So now I need to go up behind this metal deal like that, and then it'll run up behind here. It's gonna be very hard to show that on camera, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do it right quick, and I'll get back with you once I got the cable in. All right, y'all, so we got it done. It's up through this pulley, ran it up through this pulley, and here it is right here. So next step, we got to go on the outside, and we've got to hook it to the slide and put the little rubber grommet in, so that way we don't accidentally pull this too far. Once we do that, we'll come in here, get us a set of wrenches, get this taken care of, put the new one on, be ready to go. So let's run outside and hook it. All right, so this just slides in like that. You've got a big end and then a small end. So it slides in, then you slide it over, and now it can't come out. And then to keep it locked in there, got this little rubber grommet here that it's going to be really hard to show. Let me put it in right quick and then I'll show you. All right, that little rubber grommet just pops in that big side of that hole, so that way this can't slide over and fall out. So now that we got this done, we can go on the inside and pull all this excess slack back through, and then get our cable cut to the right length, tensioned, the whole 9 yards. All right, so we got the old cable out, we got this old bolt out and put the new one in. The old bolt is, the cable is actually attached to it. The new one is an eyelet. That way then you can cut this cable to the length that you need, right? So how this works, you slide this in, and then you've got a nut on this back side. The cable slides through here, loops back onto itself like this, if you can visualize that, and then you've got a crimp. I think it's called a wire ferrule right here that you crimp down to hold this wire together. I'll show you that better here in just a minute. But anyway, so we need to think about this for a minute. This is the inbound cable, right? So when the slide goes out, this is going to go this direction. It's going to get shorter, right? But when the slide comes in, it's going to go back that direction. It's going to get longer. So when we do this, we want this eyelet sticking out this way as much as possible, because the further that way it is, then the more adjustment we have later on if the cable were to ever stretch, right? But we don't want it so far that it runs into this whenever the slide goes all the way out and this scoots over. So I'm going to run the slide the rest of the way out. It's got to go out another 3 or 4 inches. I'm going to run it out, and then we're going to see how much distance we got between here, and then we're going to pull our cable tight, and we're going to loop it through, cut it, put the ferrule on it, crimp it down, then we'll tighten this down, put tension on this, and that'll be done, except for putting all the frame, the trim back on. So let me go ahead and get this process rolling a little bit, and then I will get back with you here in a second. All right, y'all, here we are. So I ran the slide all the way out. You can see that this is significantly closer to these pulleys than what it was previously, but I ran it out, and then I looped this cable through here, found out how long it needed to be, cut it to length. You can see here's the end of it right here. It stops, oh, I don't know, an inch shorter than pulleys or so. So we're plenty good. Put the ferrule on it, crimped it down real good, I just use a pair of pliers. I don't use anything crazy. They make actual tools for crimping these, but I've never owned one and I don't intend to buy one. So once I got it crimped down, I just tightened this nut, and how I did that was I used a wrench on this side and I put a screwdriver through the eyelet right here so that way it didn't spin, and I tightened it down. Once you get it tightened down, this little foam piece comes with it. Just slide that on. I don't really know if that's there to help quiet stuff, like a vibration dampener, maybe to help keep this from backing loose. I don't really know exactly what that's for, but it's on them. I just put it back on. When tightening these down, I don't really know of any specific amount of tightness it's supposed to have. So what I do is I just feel the other one and make it pretty close to that, you know, within reason. I don't want one side being really, really tight and the other side not, you know. So anyway, that's all there is to it, guys. It's kind of a pain to do. I ain't gonna lie, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. It's kind of a pain to do. But it's definitely doable. So it's better to do it yourself than to pay somebody else. And you can do it by yourself. Having another person definitely makes it a little easier, because one person can be on the outside trying to feed the cable through while the other person's on the inside guiding it through the pulleys. So that makes it a whole lot easier if you've got two people. But if you only have yourself, it's still manageable. Just know that it's not the most fun you're ever going to have in your camper. So anyway, it's pretty simple, really is. Just tedious more than anything. So save you some money though if you do it on your own. I don't know how much it costs to take it to do it, but I'm sure that it's a little more than free. So anyway, these cables, by the way, you can order them on Amazon. They're like $20 for a cable. That's it, which is a good thing, because I don't know about y'all's luck, but I've had, like I said, this is number 3 or 4, one of the two. 3, I think maybe 3, number 3. So I don't know, I have bad luck with them, I guess. So anyway, but I hope somebody found this helpful. I know the first time I did this, I fought it and cussed and, you know, squalled about it. And then the second time I did it, I was like, all right, I think I've got this down pat a little bit better. This is the third time. It was definitely easier. So hopefully it helps you out. Until next time, guys, if you found this video helpful, please, I'd really be honored if you would like, comment, and subscribe. We'll catch you on the next one. Stay safe out there.